There we go. It's a little better. How's everybody doing? Try my windows a little bit better situated real quick. There we go. Alright, so apologies for not streaming on Monday. We were planning on doing a meeting on this new dungeon, and I didn't want to start diving in without that meeting. So I figured may as well just postpone it. Hey Chaz, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well. I cannot complain. I shouldn't have done that preemptively. Hey John, how's it going? Right. So obviously this is very, very early. I just started on this yesterday. But this is the current state of the new dungeons rough out. So, to give a little bit of, without dropping lore on you guys, but the plan is essentially to have kind of a ravine pass through the beginning portion, and then it's going to open up into some ruins, probably, I had to guess, probably somewhere in this range. Uncle J505, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And welcome to the channel. Drop lore on us. Drop lore on us. Unfortunately, lore is the one spot that we try to hold back on, so you guys get to discover it during gameplay, because we think that is more fun. But in terms of like what I'm doing here with this dungeon is, again, kind of a ravine pass. It's going to open up into a kind of a ruined city that's very underground Turkish inspired. So a lot of, maybe not exact same shapes, but very similar feel to these types of dwellings. And then inside these, there's going to be all sorts of tunnels and depth, kind of almost like an anthill underneath. So there's going to be all sorts of different little sections and wings and stuff like that. And then at the base of that, there's going to be a larger kind of mountain rock formation that you'll be able to kind of go up and explore up the top of it as well. Let's see. Is this the one with the Ashira? Focus. Yes, this is the Ashira dungeon, although there's a lot more going on in here than just Ashira. So, again, this is going to be very early in the process. A lot can and probably will change. There's going to be a lot of, like, lighting bugs. Like, I dropped the back on this side, but, like, the sun, for the most part, is going to go through. So there's going to be all sorts of weird lighting bugs and stuff like that as I develop this out until I actually do a legit, like, blocking off of the back side of the faces. Redanger. I probably just butchered your name, but thank you for the follow, and welcome to the stream. Hey, Riff Trembly, how's it going? The wiki's looking sweet there, Ref Chumley. Good job on that so far. So... And I'm not too worried right now because I haven't put any, like, real big secrets in yet. I'll probably do most of that type of stuff off stream. And probably a little bit later on as well. Once I kind of have the stuff like, where everything's going to be established. Thanks, still figuring out the wiki text. But I'll get there. Yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit to figure out. So, again, I'm not super worried about, you know, refining all the shapes right now. Just kind of... framing stuff. I love the transparency of the devs for this game. Y'all could really disrupt the industry. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we enjoy being open with our community, and you know, it's fun to kind of share the process with people, and then we all, you know, we get real-time feedback from you guys on what you guys think's working, what's not working. And again, I've said this before, you know, not every idea that we see in Discord or on a stream and stuff will be used, but you know, we are hearing those ideas and things like that. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to collapse some of this. So what I'm kind of thinking is this is going to kind of branch out over here. This is going to kind of break and maybe kind of loop back on itself. This side is eventually we're going to have a little bit of a like a ravine kind of going off to the east. And then Simon's actually working on the Sungreet Strand, which is also known as whatchamacallit. I'm totally blanking. Night Harbor Fields. Wow. Apparently my brain is not woken up all the way. But he's working on Night Harbor Fields now and kind of getting an updated version of that. So there's actually going to be a little bit of a kind of connection between those two zones, and then this is going to connect to Shaded Dunes. Hey Goblin, how's it going? Yes, Night Harbor Fields, thank you, BDC Retro. Oh my fucking god, is this what I think it is? Yes, Goblin. I knocked out the entrance yesterday. So, you zone in. Granted, again, super rough still. Probably be some rocks or boulders or stuff coming off the side. I think this is going to be a little camp area. Like a little campsite. Walk into here. And then it opens up. There's going to be this little passageway. Kind of an old ruined structure. Could potentially be a small camp. I don't know. We'll see. I was originally going to do this as you couldn't jump up here, but I would really have to trim these stairs down to like here in order for you not to make that jump. It was originally intended that you'd have to climb up here and levitate over, but I don't know. I might play around with it a little bit, but right now you do not need that. And then down here you can go into this cave system, and there's, you know, a couple little spaces to put encounters. Oop, I forgot I needed to fix this room. Because I did this just before I went to bed, and I was like, I am too fucking tired to make this look good. So maybe I should probably start with that today. And then there's a little room down here, which I need to figure out what that's going to be. It's kind of a stairwell going up, cross over this bridge, and it gets you up to this kind of overlook area where there can be, you know, some more tents and stuff like that set up, and maybe some like Ashira lookouts looking down, that type of thing. Maybe a plank with a spike trap. Do they have the level range planned yet? It's not 100% locked in currently, but I believe it's going to be more of a mid-tier, a majority mid-tier dungeon with some higher level elements. Think there's anything? Yeah, I'm fine on that side. There we go. That's a little bit better. Maybe a plank with a spike trap underneath it. For which spot were you talking about with the spike trap? Because there's definitely going to be traps here. I haven't figured out exactly where I want to put them all yet. Oh, the broken stairs? Potentially. I might even do something in here, honestly. But we'll see. Traps I might not be doing on stream just so you guys fall into them. Although, to be completely fair, my spike trap was extremely deadly during during the stress test. And that was shown on stream a million times, so it might not. I might be overthinking the necessity to hide those on stream. I need to post the sort of work running off the work. All right, so you aren't running off of the work in progress versions. Yeah, definitely. That area, the area where a lot of your concepts are is still a ways off. The Fade, thank you for the follow. But yeah, fairly happy with this. Hold on, let me just, before we move on and I forget, I'm just throwing some basic colors down. This will make it easier later to just like, hey, I want to select all of this color. If I select that color, I can just select all of those and, for instance, like throw like a rock texture on it. But for now, the grid helps with scale. Does anyone on the team ever muck around with the Pro Builder source? I do not. That would be incredibly dangerous for me to attempt to do. I think Keith at one point might have played around with it a little bit, or was looking at it, but I don't know if he actually did anything with it. All right, let's keep moving this way. Like I said, I'm thinking this area is going to kind of go over towards that ravine. This area might go over here and have some sort of something point of interest-y going on over here. And then off of this, it'll break over here and they'll come back together. And I think that will lead into the actual, like, village. So let's at least start to rough in that. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, well, just collapse these down. We will change this to normals. And as I'm pushing stuff around, there's gonna be a lot of this like weird like ceilings and stuff like that going on top. So just be aware there will be funkiness kind of going on. And as I'm pushing this stuff around, scale and stuff is going to be completely screwed, so that will all be stuff that gets adjusted. And it's very possible at this stage, as I'm like moving stuff around, that I'm thinking this is way it's going to feel way larger than it is. There's been already a couple spots last night that I had to readjust. Because it was, like, as you run around, it feels a little bit tighter than... than I wanted it to. So this... and this are going to link up. Oops. And just to make my life easier, I'm going to bridge these back so that I have another face just to extrude. I could do it with edges, but I don't know why. I just prefer using a face. So yeah, I've got like little areas like in this that I could potentially have little tunnels or something running around. Yeah. This area needs to be bigger. Yeah, we're doing a bunch of stuff with this dungeon specifically. So it's gonna be our first exterior and interior dungeon. So, you know, there's a little bit of interior stuff going on in the cave system over here, but this isn't like a high point of it. And there's a little bit of an interior here. This is going to be a lot of kind of just cavernous areas. And then this area, I think, is where we will get into the ruins that the Ashira are kind of inhabiting. Not that there won't be Ashira throughout the zone, but... And for anybody who wasn't in here earlier, one, these are going to be kind of almost, you know, an ant colony of sorts. But this is going to be based off of the underground kind of Turkish cities. So a lot of kind of, you know, dug into the sides of the mountains and hilltops and stuff like that. So there'll be some of this stuff kind of dotted around in this bigger cavern area that I'm doing, and then the interior stuff will be like this, maybe some different shapes and stuff like that. And then as you get down deeper and deeper, you'll reveal and find more stuff. Will there be ants down there? That I'm not aware of. If there would be ants. I know there's other stuff down there. But ants currently have not been discussed. And if they have, I was not privy to those discussions. Also, elevation is fairly flat right now. I'll be working more on elevation and stuff as I refine stuff. So let's just give ourselves some ground. So I think there's going to probably be some kind of pillars of rock with some ramps and stuff. If you guys have seen Goblin's drawings for this, you'll kind of have an idea of where this is eventually going to go. Do kind of a smaller cave that'll link up with this. Actually, this may even be higher than I need it to be. This is probably way higher than I need it to be. Yeah, this is way higher than I need it to be. So let's do this. Nope, that is global. Oops. See. You make mapping look easy. Right now it's pretty fast. It's you know, really early. So it just comes kind of down to trying to figure out like what the general idea is, what the general flow is. And what I'm doing could very well just not work. So there's always that possibility that when I get in here, I'm just not going to like it. And you guys can already see how much faster something like this is coming together than something like Night Harbor. Although this map, I have a feeling, will come together slower than, say, Wormsbane did. Because Wormsbane was all interior. I didn't have as much to worry about. Because on this one, again, I have to kind of worry about, like, okay, I'm going to have to, you know, extrude down the back side of this so that the light doesn't spill through the back side of these walls. You can see how, you can even see, like, right here where this point ends, where the light spill's happening. So, if I don't do that, the shadows and the lighting won't make any sense. Like, you'll run around and be like, why does it look like that? So, there's a lot more to think about, but it's still not that bad. When you compare it to something as large as Night Harbor. Anyways. Okay. So far, yes, it has been. The outdoor zones are going to be probably Unity terrain. Simon's actually kind of doing an experiment with that right now. But we're just doing a low res terrain on that. One, it's going to be more efficient, and two, it'll let us kind of paint directly on it. But dungeons that are more interior, or we're trying to go for a very specific feel. So I'm doing a lot more of this kind of old school EQ, you know, geometry, I guess, like where you get these little kind of bumps up and stuff like that. We wanted to lean into that in this zone. So there's also going to be a lot of flat areas to it as well. So for this one, at least the majority of it will be Pro Builder. But there may be parts that I'll go back in and replace with terrain. We'll just have to see. Hey Nordan, how's it going? Can you make one of the player houses have a layout like Jerry Seinfeld's apartment? Please and thank you. I still can't believe how easy you make Pro Builder look. It honestly, learning the hotkeys is probably the big key. And then just kind of figuring out the funkiness that it has in it. Hey VGFX, how you doing? Kind of one of those pole feel with the buildings in a cave feel. All right, let's hop in real quick and see how the scale is feeling on those areas before I start like refining portions of the zone. You do make roller look fucking easy. Thanks, guys. This feels more like sublist to me. And John says Charduck. I can actually see a little bit of all of those comparisons. Although, oh, you know what? I totally forgot. What just happened? Did I just get locked in collision? No. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, I probably should have just done the zone. One inside a rock, hold your breath. A little high pass. Yeah, high pass is one of the influences that I looked at. For specifically for the first section. There we go. I don't know why that like randomly sucked me into Geo before. Let's do this with... Still not 100% on some of the scale here. And I don't have zone lines set up or anything like that yet. So technically this would probably be the zone line. Although the zone line we need to figure out exactly how we're going to treat it in Shaded Dunes before I really kind of figure out what I'm doing over here. So that'll be temporary for a longer period of time. I think I need to open this space up just a pinch. So yeah, you get this little kind of spot over here. We'll probably have a little campfire or something. And then you kind of get this to pull you in. This could be a camp, I guess. I forgot I need to fix these stairs. I noticed that last night before I went to bed, and I forgot to fix them. This door you'd need to be smaller to get in, or have a shrink. But this door is broken open, so it's still accessible to larger races without shrinks, but and then the main passage is a little bit wider, so you can get through it as well. And there's our caves down here. And you can see where, like, the light needs to be blocked. It looks like I'm outside, even though I'm inside. So it'll look like that for a while, probably. I think this space could end up being a little bit large. This one I threw in just before I called it a night. So maybe a little larger in here. And maybe I need to figure out line of sight's a little bit better, I think. It's like, am I trying to hide something here? I'll figure that out later. So yeah, here's that room we were working on not too long ago. This could probably go back further, actually. This room I had to keep adjusting because it was not feeling large enough. I still feel like I need to make this spot up here bigger. This feels too small. Actually, let's hop down here. I need to be careful. Actually, you know what? Let's... let's make it so that if I do take some fall damage, I'm not gonna, like, one-shot myself. Even though I can do that at level 60. Just give myself a little bit more of a buffer. So yeah, this larger chamber, I need to kind of figure out what I'm gonna do with it. But maybe it'll have some water or something in it. And be a little bit larger going that way. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to play with water down there. And you're going to see all sorts of weird broken textures and stuff because I keep hitting texture reset. This finally actually feels large enough. I kept having to expand this spot too. Nice little overlook. Let's see. Looks like a holodeck. Oh, I spawned, so I already read that one. Stone-faced. I love that when cast finish and you begin running, the arms still animate. Such small touches. Yeah, small touches like that can make a huge difference. Let's see. Did you notice that front of the castle, or front castle camp? So yeah, this building right here was inspired by this structure. So similar but different. But that was kind of the inspiration behind it. We'll pay attention. This is really such a great touch. Animations like that are gonna make it feel so good. As I like run into the wall because I'm reading and not watching where I'm running. They're beautiful stairs. The contractor was drunk that day. They're very old stairs. That's why they look like that. What a beautiful day in the glorious state of Ohio. Hope you get to enjoy it. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna probably after my stream, which I'll end my stream probably around 2 my time, because I think Sean was Sean pushed his stream from yesterday to today, so I'm assuming he's starting at his normal time. So if he does, I'll just raid his stream. If not, I'll just end my stream. But I'm gonna go for a hike real quick and see if I can find some more morels. I found like 7. Yeah, I found 7 this weekend because I found 5 the first. Or me and my son found 5 the first day, and then we found 2 more the next. Oops, I changed the elevation here. And not in a way that I wanted to. So we need to fix that. I do kind of want this elevation to rise as we're going up, but that is not how I wanted to do that. Yep, morels. That's what I did. Fried it with in butter, chopped garlic or minced garlic, and a little salt, a pinch of pepper, and a little bit of olive oil, and it was fantastic. A Black Burrow type waterfall in that area would be cool. There very well may be a waterfall in this area in the future. Because there's going to be a large mountain that has water coming down. And kind of making its way through. So I need to kind of shape the layout a little bit better, but the good old EQ drop make you go back long way trick was good. Actually, I did that in the little dungeon underneath Night Harbor. That you had to drop to get back out. You had to go a long way. But I'll probably be doing similar things throughout different places. Potentially even maybe in here, but that would be more like deeper down into the city stuff once that gets started. Sweet. I need to go look myself. Do you have a particular type of tree that you look to find? There's a lot of elm trees where I go. It's a lot of elm and oak. So, which elm is supposed to be one of the ones that you can find it pretty reliably around. I just haven't found like a nice big patch. I see so many people this year like posting these giant like just they walk to a spot and there's like 15 of them there. The most I've found in one spot so far is 3. Because me and my son found 2, went to take pictures of them. And then my son looked down and we'd found them there years ago. So we had looked and we just missed it. But he found a little cluster of 3 underneath the picnic table. In the gravel, which is weird, but several times we found stuff there. In that specific spot, in the gravel. I think we're also going to have a crouch walk. Yeah, exactly, Goblin. There will eventually be crouching so you can get past some of the smaller doors. I'm making them large enough that a human should be able to get in once we have crouching. You can raid him. I'm about to go outside for a walk. For lunch, beautiful day in Pittsburgh. Let's see. Look on cow pies. Yeah, wrong type of mushroom. One-way walls. Oh, we already have a bunch of one-way walls. I guarantee you I'll do one-way walls in this zone eventually. We're very pro small race and shrink, and I love it. Yes, I actually want to lean more into that in this zone, but I maybe won't, just because like we have without getting into lore, there's a very mix of like small race dwellings here, but currently being inhabited by a larger race. So it's a very weird kind of situation in terms of like what the structures are. All right, so this stuff I'm digging. What was it that I needed to fix? I think it was scale on... Sorry, this is getting super dark. Yeah, this one's fine. This one I think I needed to expand a little bit. This one can expand a little bit as well. And then I think that area down there, like I said, I think I'm going to do some water stuff with it. And potentially some underwater cavern type stuff. That links up with other parts of the zone. But we will see. I'm just kind of, again, opening the space up a little bit more. But still trying to keep it feeling a little not perfectly carved out since it's a cave. If you have places only small races can get in or shrink, you should have stuff for large races also, or grow. Yep, nope, that is something I am hoping we can do with the player controller, for sure. I want to play with, like, areas that, you know, you need to grow to get into, to, like, step up onto something. Or, you know, be able to jump across the gap. So we have talked about size affecting run speed, jump height, stuff like that. It just needs to actually be implemented so that I can actually, like, use it as a mechanic in the level design. Because if I start building for it and it's not there, I'm building levels that aren't usable until it eventually gets built. I decided not to do that, and then I was like, oh no, I should have done that anyways. To make sure I'm not having these overlap. I think what I'm just going to do for right now is open this space up a little bit more. You have to be careful. Yeah, because it's going to overlap in some spots if I'm not careful. This should be a fairly large room, which is what I'm going to want. And eventually, I'm going to leave this just like this for now, I think. But I think I want to do some kind of, like, water-based thing. I'm going to just push that down so that I remember. But I think this is going to be like a pool of water, essentially. And then... Actually, let's just do that. Let's just... push that down. Oop. Yes, I'm still watching. if you give large races a place that it jump high, then it creates other issues. People can't get, maybe they can. Well, if we can get that working, what I want to do is use it for mechanics. So like part of navigating through a dungeon might be you have to go through a small crack and, you know, pull a lever that opens up the spot for the rest of the group, and then the rest of the group kind of can help that person move forward or something along those lines. But if I am able to do stuff with height as well, you know, it basically comes down, you need some access to either a grow spell or potion or something along those lines. But again, it's one of those things, like, we can't play with it until those systems are in, so it's kind of a wait and see if that works for us or doesn't. I've seen some giants, a giant city, perhaps, with a door lever that requires grow to reach. Yeah, something along those lines. I think it could be fun. Yeah, what Patrick said. Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out. Slightly domed ceiling makes it feel even bigger. Yeah, definitely. It gives your camera a lot more room. Like, even Worm saying that feels tight is gigantic. If, like, you were walking into a room with the ceiling height that actually, the actual ceiling height that Wormsbane's ceilings are, you'd be like, wow, that's a really high ceiling. Because they're like 4 or 5 meters tall. But because the way the third-person camera works, you need that space to actually, like, rotate and look down at the mobs you're fighting, or otherwise it just feels way too claustrophobic. Any thoughts on group-only mechanics? Having to press 2 buttons at nearly the same time. Yeah, I want to do stuff like that too, Chess. Like I said, I've also thought of, like, but I don't have a specific area for this yet, but, like, again, you send a small, like, gnome or something through a crack in the wall, they get to an area that they pull a lever, but then it might, like, as that lever closes, it might seal that person inside the room and deactivate their lever. And then it opens up a spot for the other group to push through, maybe fight a couple mobs, and then they get to a switch that opens it and lets, instead of it opening up the crack, maybe it opens up both the crack and another door so that they can go and join up with the group. But, like, stuff like that where it you know, to progress to camps, you would have to kind of work together, is something I kind of want to play with. Will that be in every dungeon? No. But I do want to play with that kind of stuff in places. Thunderstorm time for me. Oh, that's not fun. Oh, it can be. I actually enjoy watching thunderstorms. A large race only area is quite difficult. Idea. Not sure I can wrap my head around how it works. I could see something. You must be this tall to ride type of guards. I don't know if it would be the whole zone. I think it would be more of like section of the zone, or like to be able to do a certain thing. I don't think I would design an entire zone where you have to be large to succeed. I think it'd be more of a like you access this area that has a really good item or has a quest or something like that, or a quest item, to add some flavor to that specifically. Oops, that was not the button I wanted to hit. Hey, Zukin. And hey, Captain Cadwell. I am doing pretty good. Sorry, I'm getting behind on chat. Bunch of highs. Dude, I want some coffee out of nowhere. Yeah, I was super tired this morning. I'm glad I kind of eventually found some energy. But I was like dragging for a little bit there. And we'll just sit down there. Alright, so I already have the crest water in here. I'm just hiding it. Hold on. There we go. Wow, that's already almost exactly where I needed it. Need to check around. Yeah, there's gonna be areas like that, probably. Oh, nope, that's actually not bad. Careful, because I have, like, probably just buried it in the wall. Oh, no, it's right there. Saved a couple of these little, door shapes that I can easily just recreate them later. Hey Trinity, how's it going? Worm as an ogre has not really high ceiling. Scrolling up, maybe swamp could allow large races only, where you could wade through, but small races get stuck swimming. I never thought about that one. If a gnome did get a lever, could the group do the right thing and put the right thing and opt not to let them out? I guess you could. Gotta be a trusting gnome at that rate. And I want this to... I'm not gonna do it. Damn it. Yeah, we'll do it, right? Yes. Okay. I could click on the right edge loops. That would be extremely helpful. Cool. So, I think players can even get out right now without me putting in this. I'll put a swimming volume in here at some point, but I think eventually I want to have like an underwater like passage that links up with something that's going on over here, but for now I'm going to turn the water back off. Large and in charge. I love this. Oh my god. I'm glad you're liking it so far. Ah, yes, the ocean button. I remember watching a stream and a goblin he was dueling, and the goblin sorry, my back got caught in the water because he was too short, got slowed. He got caught up and killed him. God said, "Let there be water." The water looks so good. Yeah, it really does. All right, so I kind of want this space to be, I don't know, like a little, maybe like advanced scout camp or something like that. So I just want to make it a little bit bigger. move the light blocking back in case I decide to expand it further than that. But should be good for now. Guess the one thing not do is start sending edge loops throughout my entire geometry. Whoops, hold on. We've got an extra something going on here. Oops, nope, wrong hotkey. Do similar here. This one will be a little bit higher, so you actually have to like physically walk over there. Or jump. Got save would be a good one to do. Let's see. Oh, Justin wanted to do a game of EQ Guesser. We'll do that in a second. Why do you make some of the faces? So part of what we're trying to do is kind of give a callback to some of the classic EQ vibes with some of the geo. So this one, I'm leaning into a lot of these elevation changes like that, just because it's very reminiscent of that vibe. And then the geo itself is actually being taken way beyond. So like, if you were to look at like a classic high pass, it might have a lot of these elevation changes like that. And it was, I believe, due to technological, like, the technology at the time. The engine they were using didn't give them the ability to really make slopes very easily. But like these cliffs would be straight, like these are right now. And then that would be how those were kind of laid out. It's not looking too bad. Feels like it needs something going on over here. And again, there's gonna be a big like area right here. But it feels like there needs to be something kind of going on in this area. And then potentially little things popping off in different areas as well. But that's why. Just to kind of create a vibe, kind of callback type of feel. And I almost forgot about EQ Guesser. Let's get that up. Put my link. There we go. The gnome always looks unhappy. Just my opinion, planning to go back. I'm sure we will be having not grumpy faces for the gnomes as well. No, you delete and I'm trying to understand. Oh, so you're talking about when I delete a face. It's just because it makes... So, like, if I wanted to do this, there's a couple reasons why I'll delete faces. Sometimes it might be like, hey, I want to run an edge loop from here to here, but I don't want to, like, run it all the way down. So sometimes I'll delete a face and then run an edge loop. So that it stops at that point. Which actually I could also just do connect edge like that and do something similar, but I always forget connect edge is a thing. Or when I'm doing windows and stuff, I'll do that as well. But what you guys have been seeing me do today is for this. So like if I'm dragging this up, but I want it to connect neatly with edges that are already over here. Like, I don't want to have to move the edge that's already over there. I'll delete the face, and then I just bridge the gap. So that's essentially what I'm doing. If I had another one right here... well, let's just do this. Well, I'll do it right here as an example. So I could extrude this whole face and then have to merge that down, but it's a lot easier to just delete the face, move that up, bridge that gap to get that, and then I can adjust this however I need. Merge those down, and then this face doesn't line up with that, so the easiest way to do that is to just delete that, grab this face, and do a bridge. So it basically just creates a polygon between those two edges. And then these ones don't align, and I don't have the correct amount of faces for that, so I'll bridge these and bridge those. So it's just a much faster way to do some of these types of operations, especially with Pro Builder, because I can't snap... I can snap the vertices, but I can't snap the vertices on the same mesh, which is really annoying. I can snap to a vertice, like if I grab this at this point right here, I can hold down V, and I can snap it over to the points on that. But if I wanted to snap that vertice onto a vertice over here, it doesn't snap. It's just moving around in the world. So you can snap the vertices, but it can't be the same mesh, which is... I don't understand why that was a decision that they made when they made that, but whatever. It is what it is. So the deleting of faces and the bridging makes it a lot easier than, like, trying to, like, maneuver things together, especially if it's more organic shapes like these rocks that aren't necessarily on the grid precisely. Wiseman, thank you for the follow. And let's hop into that EQ guesser game. This is one of the Karanas. If I could remember which one. Oh, North Karana. Okay, thank you. I always forget my Karanas. Boom. Where am I? Yep, also verts don't weld under certain conditions too. I snap shit out of everything. That would be rough to get used to. Yeah, me too. I snap verts like crazy when I'm in Maya, and it was rough getting used to having to delete faces and bridge stuff, because it's not how I normally function. Warrens? Okay. Say it's got to be one of the Kunark zones that I don't know. And I almost never... I don't know if I've ever actually gone into the Warrens, to be completely honest with you guys. Or no, hold on. Warrens isn't Kunark. Again, I don't go to this continent that often. It's an L shape, but that's not the correct. L shape. I think this is it. Yep. Not bad for not knowing that zone. Shit. Where are we? Is this Lesser Fate Arc? There's a tent. Oh, shit. I was way off. I haven't ran around the old version of that zone in so long. Forest with Druid Ring, but this house in the background is throwing me off. Anybody got any guess on this one? Back on Obus. Tox. Ah, wrong spot. I guess the wrong cluster of 4. This is Icewell, isn't it? This is the bottom of Icewell. Think? Oh, shit. Wrong spot. That's the bottom. That was me being dumb. It's been a while since I've rated in there. It's going to be a bad score. Well, that's actually way higher than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be sub 15. Definitely had better games, but that was not as bad as I thought it was. I have never actually pulled Dane, but I've killed him down in that well multiple times. But it, again, has been a while. I'm like, half of me is like, oh, I should just skip the TLP, and then like part of me is like, man, I kind of want to play the TLP. I can't make up my mind. Missed out on making a great rule set. I was really hoping that they would do another Thornblade Mischief, because I got in on the first ones too late, and I was like, oh, they'll do another one at some point, and they have yet to. I was really hoping for it. Tip isn't quite a throwback. Or TLP isn't quite a throwback. Yeah, it isn't complete. They are fun, though. I've done 3 or 4 now. I did Ragefire, but I quit, like, I think I got to 50, got my fear set, and I quit because I was sick and tired of dealing with the mage box armies. Just coming in and just blowing everything up and then running off with loot. And then I did Ragefire. No, not Ragefire. Agnar. Which that one I played until it was finished. Basically, like my guild was the second guild to beat Quorum, and then the game, you know, it stuck at pop, so that was pretty much the game. And then, you know, I cleared time multiple times. I had most of the gear I wanted. And then played a little bit on Thornblade, but like we started messing around in Valius, and then it was right around the time I got on this project, so I did not feel like I had the time to play catch up, because I wanted to hit the ground running with Eminem. And then I played on, whatchamacallit last year, Vinicki. But the guild I got myself into was moving way faster than I could keep up with. So I was just like, nah, okay, I'm done. But it was fun. Killing Avatar of War at level 40. Or fun to say it. I guess the actual fight itself wasn't... It was amusing. It wasn't fun. It was essentially just dying a million times. First to engage, so they're just going to have for bards aggro entire zones and run into circles. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that whole thing. Like, I get what they're trying to do, I guess, but like, I don't know. It doesn't seem necessary, especially with oh my god, Agents of Change. I couldn't think of what the heck they were called for a second there. Casual 3,000 reply angry the threads on the forum. Part of me was still kind of hoping they would just like last second add a another Thornblade Mischief style server, but I know that's definitely wishful thinking. So yeah, what I just did right there was one of the examples of it just makes it easier to delete a face, run the edge loop to a point that I wanted to, and then just bridge the hole that I created, as opposed to trying to fix everything or do it like individually. Please. Oh, for just a pinch. I want the, like, tops looming over. I think. Maybe not in every spot, but... something like that. I don't have time to play anything, I feel like. I'm on an M&M streak. Yeah, I hear you. A couple months ago, I was playing a bunch of just like live EQ, but I haven't. Like, I got into. I did a bunch of grinding to get to level cap during the anniversary stuff, and then, like, immediately after I hit 120, I started crunching, or finishing crunching out the stuff for test, or the stress test, and like haven't. I think I finally canceled my account, for at least for the time being, but basically paid for a month that I just didn't play at all. I'm gonna do anything else over here. This gets a little bit larger of a spot. I kind of like that. Let's see if I can do... Like, because of the way I extruded that, some of this stuff is going to be a little jacked. The whole thing. You're gonna do the whole thing, aren't you? I'm gonna have to start breaking this into some smaller meshes. Not a ton, but just enough. Because it's getting large enough that Pro Builder's starting to do weird things. I don't have. Oh, I already read that. If you guys have seasonal events, can ogres be Santa? I don't think we would. So if we do have events, and this is me speculating, not necessarily like speaking on concrete plans or anything like that. I don't think we plan on doing like a 1-for-1, so it wouldn't be like, you know, Christmas in M&M. It would be some kind of, you know, in-game holiday that just corresponds with it. So Santa probably wouldn't make an appearance. But again, that's just me guessing. That isn't like me reflecting on exactly what we've decided, because there hasn't, you know, that kind of stuff is far enough out that we haven't really done any big team meetings or anything on it. All right. So get out of here. do we want... Sorry, this Unity camera drives me crazy at times. It starts to, like, tilt on you. Drives me insane. Yeah, that's better. Not great, but better. Not being an artistic person, I thoroughly enjoy watching this process. That's awesome. I'm glad you can get some enjoyment out of it and learn some stuff. Let's see. There's a glitch in the Matrix. 505, me too. I have some incredibly rudimentary skill with UMod to make basic houses, but I really want to make more something like this, similar and simpler, or smaller and simpler. The closest I have gotten to building in games, like Conan and 7D, 2D, needs a snappy name. EQ had Frostfell. So what about Ishard Day? The Druids malfunction and cause Winter Wonderland. We've talked about, like, we know we want to use like Salt Breeze Park as kind of like a fairgrounds of sorts when we do events like that. That's about all I know. Yeah, I don't think we want to do one-on-one holidays either. And also outside, take damage periodically. Okay, so I've got these two. I've got a ton of room in here that I could... Well, maybe it's not a ton of room, actually. But I could do a small cave thing in there. So I feel like this kind of needs something going on at some point. But I kind of want to, besides... Actually, you know what? Let's finish drawing this out for now. What do I want to do here? And how do I want to reveal that area? Oops. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. And why is this? I made that box on not even ground. I forgot. That it was not even. So again, being super rough with this, so it's not going to be 100% what it's going to look like later. That's centered. I think I'm probably going to end up not making this as tall, or at least the playable portion of it, just because the higher up I let this get, the more it's going to expose the rest of, like, the zone and the horizon, which I don't want to do if I don't have to. So we're not, we're not building like an open world game. So some of it, hide that. I would like to. But I still would like this to be a relatively large piece. So maybe like... And this is very rough again. I'll probably actually won't even, this piece will probably end up getting deleted, to be honest. But never got to explore it. But it was, or it will be attached off the Jackal Mouth. cave entrance in the dunes, or the canyon entrance. The one that you see in deep, or not in deep dunes, in Shaded Dunes is going to lead you to Fallen Pass, and that's going to eventually be a dragon head as well. The Wormsbane one may end up being the one that you see going into Fallen Pass, and then the Wormsbane might be a alternate take on that head, where it looks like a dragon skull. But we haven't quite gotten to doing that part yet. So that could end up being a small difference from what you see in game right now. Happy with this yet. Oops, I forgot to fix these. So again, I'm just splashing color down, essentially, on this stuff. It'll make selecting it later easier if I actually remember to keep up with it. And apparently when I was doing this, I completely forgot to do a couple of these. Alright, you know what I think I should do right now is I should break this up a little bit, because I was just starting to run into some issues, and if I keep building on this, I'm just gonna keep causing issues. Is this going to keep going? Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Do it. Oh well. Problem is gonna be that I have a feeling it's gonna start selecting crap I don't want. This might not be the most entertaining portion of this stream, but it's gonna make my life easier. Oh shit. It's gonna make my life easier, though. Just want to make sure I go, because these little slits from that stylistic modeling are easy to miss. So, like, going through and actually, like, flying around is a good way to see if you've missed them or not. Almost done. Damn it. If you are using Pro Builder like this and you click on something and then it doesn't do anything, always double check, I've noticed, because that's when it's like, oh, you meant to select these 9 faces over here, right? Alright, let's detach these. And this will be entrance cave. Late to the party, but hey, Kuksana, how you doing? Which area is this? This is the new dungeon. The exterior portion of it, anyways. But this is Tel Ekir is the name of it. So I started this last night and am right now currently just making my life a little bit easier. Question is, do I want... Actually, you know what? I'm going to hope this works. Sweet. Yes, I'm still watching. Ooh, I kind of want to split this in half, but I'm going to leave it together just for now. Because that's going to be a pain in the butt if I... Like, I should finalize this first. I kind of almost want to build like a little like trail that kind of runs up and along this area, and then maybe just a little caverny type thing up here and down. But that'll be something I'll probably save until later. Maybe not. I'm really good at doing that, where I'm like, I'll do that some other time, and then I immediately just start working on it. If you're new to one of my streams, This is not the first time I've literally done that. The DDJ, the D-Dons John. It's an interesting process, though. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are learning some stuff and having some fun in the process. That was kind of the idea behind, it was one of the reasons why I wanted to stream when I joined the team. It was like, oh, you know, help some people learn some stuff and be able to get to know the community a little bit better and that type of thing. But for anybody who doesn't know, my day job, I actually teach video game design, so teaching is kind of something I've been doing for a while now. So yeah, if anybody ever has any questions or anything like that, let me know. I am more than willing to answer any questions about the process or the tools I'm using. Don't think this is going to be as large as I'm thinking it is in my brain right now. Very cool. I'm curious, do you have any idea for a layout in your head, or does it sort of come to as you build? So it's a little bit of both. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we had the idea, the beginning portion is going to be kind of more of a cavernous ravine that you're kind of walking through. I kind of figured out the beginning portion of it yesterday, and then I knew, and I go back and watch the beginning of the VOD. I knew I needed a ravine that's going to eventually, it might even be longer than this, but it's going to go off to the east. I knew I wanted to do a little bit of twisting and turning caverns. I think I'm going to do a little bit more over here, just because I feel like there needs to be more going on. And then this area is going to be a ruined city that is being occupied by the Ashira. And it's going to be kind of based off of these dwellings that were carved into stone, limestone or sandstone, one of the two. A very porous stone in Turkey. So it's going to be, you know, something kind of like this with, I don't know if this is the exact shape I'll use for the mountains, but, you know, kind of along those lines. This was kind of the inspiration for the gate that you guys see here. So, similar idea, different shape, slightly different shape language and stuff like that. So there might be a couple of those little buildings and stuff kind of stuck into some of these cliff sides, and some of these cliff sides might, you know, move a little bit, might be elongated a little bit. Like I said, this area might develop a little bit more. The houses and stuff in here are going to be more kind of like an anthill, I guess, for the lack of a better... Where is that? Oh, down here. So, you know, there'll be the fronts of these buildings and stuff like that, but then there'll be a bunch of, like, dungeony, old ruins underneath that are inhabited by Shira or Ashira and other, um, you know, non-friendly things. Um, so I'm sure you guys will hear more about what all of that entails later. But so yeah, this area will have dungeons kind of burning off of it and down below it. And then there's going to be some tunnels and trails on this. And then you'll get up to here. And it'll be a little bit of higher level area, my understanding. And it's going to be more of a greenery space. And I apologize. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, yeah, you guys can hear it. I can see my mic is open when I don't talk. Apparently the landscaper decided to show up. Yeah, we can hear it. Here, let me try closing my window real quick. There, that seems to have muffled it a little bit, but there's a guy like weed whacking like right outside my window. But yeah, so I don't know. I may raise this up a little bit. Again, this is super rough, just kind of shaped to block it out. And I may increase the overall height of these eventually as well. But it'll be like the idea is kind of have it, you know, feel a little bit more like a ravine, get into more of a interior dungeon once you get inside these buildings, and then up into this kind of green oasis type area up at the top. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut before I start spilling lore. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. So yeah, I did start out with a general idea of what was going to happen. And from there, it's a lot of playing around with it. So, you know, you can see I did the same thing over here with what, you know, kind of this is at right now. And do, you know, super rough, super quick, just, you know, blocking out a space, and then start to kind of figure out, okay, what do I want to do here? And, you know, this one was, I really wanted there to be kind of like a gate to going into this ravine. Like this would have been like the entrance at one point. Again, it's a kind of a ruined civilization that this is all being built in. But who it was and what it was, you guys can find out when you guys play. But yeah, and then I kind of wanted to have a little vista overview, and thought it'd be kind of cool to do the cave. It gives you know, Nick and Sean places to make little camps and stuff like that. And then, you know, I was just working over here. I figured giving this area another little smaller camp area gives, you know, a decent amount of stuff if we, you know, if it's going to be progressing in terms of like levels, that we can have camps. And there's still room to expand. Like, you know, if I wanted to, I could expand over here more. I could add more to this cave. And then slowly, you know, I'm going to start progressing this way now and trying to figure out what's going on. And this is kind of how Wormsbane started. Although Wormsbane had, you know, maybe more specific prompts, or not prompts, but like detail of like what each area was. But it was literally, you know, just like there's an entrance, and the entrance I made more elaborate than the description had, and it got even more elaborate over time because we wanted more mobs and more density. So some of it will be just trying to get this off the ground, and then going back through, refining stuff, cleaning it up. This will take a little bit longer just because it's an outdoor zone. I've got more to think about. The backside, and I've only done it in this one section. I need to do this to the entire walls, and I'll probably need to do it for I may have to drag it down further. We'll have to see how the light cycle works with it. But the sun, as you can see, you can kind of see this shadow. If I grab this, you'll be able to see it better. But if you watch the shadow right here, you know, it goes through the back face. So if I'm inside a structure, the back face becomes invisible, and I can see through it, which is great when you're flying around. Like if I'm in Wormsbane, it's super nice to be able to just kind of float around and look. But because this is an outdoor zone, the way Unity's lighting works is it will go through that back face. So that's why, you know, this wall looks solid over here, but then it's like, why is there this giant light flying? So I have to kind of, you know, think about that as I'm going through. So there's a whole bunch of just little extra stuff where if in Wormsbane I could just pull out hallways real quick, and then build individual rooms. And then the detailing stuff takes longer, for sure. Why is that grabbing over there? Oh, that idea looks neat to explore. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, your mic's trying. Sorry, I'm a little behind. The grass mowing. You guys have used ECS on your game at all? ECS. I'm not sure what ECS stands for, or if I do, I just don't. My brain's not working. Overlord or Overloaded 512. Welcome to the stream. Holla, have a buddy that was helping with this project. Oh, cool. Not sure if he still is. Who was it? Entity Component System, or DOTS. Oh, I totally forget if we're using that or not. That is a question for Ali. If you tag Ali in Discord, for anybody who doesn't know, that's our Discord. He will be the one who can tell you. There was talk about that when I first joined the team. I don't think we're actually using it though, but that is me trying to remember. But I really don't think we are. But again, it's not any of the. I don't touch the tech side of stuff, minus a little bit of shader work, and that's more tech art than real tech. But Hate-minded, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the stream. Let's see. Very cool to see how real-world architecture gives inspiration for the game. Oh yeah, definitely. Even if you're, you know, not doing something, one for one, it's always great to have like some kind of reference to look at. You know, and then it's kind of defining that shape language. And Goblin had done some concepts for some of the stuff, so I stole, or I didn't steal, I just used some of the shape language that he was playing around with. And, you know, this is stuff that we could end up changing. So if you guys go back to real early VODs, because I think Wormsbane made it on VODs before we made the changes, but there are portions of Wormsbane that didn't have some of the shape language. Like the doors were just squares, and some of them are still square, but as you get deeper, you start to pick up on the actual Wormsbane shape language that Goblin kind of established. And then I started kind of using it more and incorporating it more into the wall structures and stuff that we had. Here, I can hop over there real quick. Wormsbane. So if I... let's turn off the lighting. So yeah, here's Wormsbane. And you can see, we fly to here, like this shape was kind of like established as a shape that is part of the Wormsbane, like their shape language. So we started kind of using it more, and I brought it into areas that had already been finished. Where is it? Down here. And, you know, started kind of bringing it into the wall structures and stuff. And at one point, these were just, you know, hallways that didn't have any extra stuff to them. And as you get further into the tombs, it kind of starts showing up more and more. So that was kind of the process from taking it from a really rough, you know, area and then kind of, you know, developing these individual spots. And this, the boss's room here, was originally one floor. This, I think, was down on the floor. Was the stairs there? I don't remember if the stairs were there or not now. I'd have to go back and look at images. But we wanted more space. So, you know, kind of made this back area that ramps up on both sides into these kind of balconies overlooking the boss's grave. And then, you know, kind of linked it up and just kind of expanded out this whole area. Because when I did this change, the Elite Tomb was just like this area. It's pretty much this area and these. Oops. So, like that and this. And then, you know, just kind of expanded it off and made it larger, more mob density, could potentially, you know, it can now support larger group, that type of thing. Somewhat. Hold on. Yeah, someone grab a screenshot. It's weird. The name colors on Streamlabs and Steam are like vastly different right now, and it just inverted red and green for for the names that we're talking. It completely just blew my mind. You're welcome, Hate Minded. Someone grab a screenshot for this place. Oh, there's plenty of, if anybody wants screenshots, there's plenty of VOD footage to go back and look at it. There's like, what, 320, 330 videos now. But yeah, so anybody who played during the stress test, I mentioned this on one of my streams last week. The furthest anybody really got was about here. So the zone in is right here. The pit of death that everyone died in is right there. So yeah, this is the entrance area up here. And a couple groups got brave and made it down to the blue area. But that's about as far as anybody really got. I think so, I saw a couple screenshots of people like seeing the named here and then noping out. And I believe a couple groups were able to kill Timmy, who's the named in here. But I don't think anybody killed the bone construct who's over here. But yeah, so there's a lot of dungeon that has yet to be explored outside of like the friends and family testing. So let me hop back over to Tel Ekir. And I didn't make any changes. Damn, that's a huge dungeon. Yeah, it's pretty big. It originally was going to be a smaller dungeon, and we just kept expanding on it. Come on. The one thing I'm trying to be careful of is this does feel like it needs stuff, but again, we're gonna have dungeony stuff going on from here, so maybe I shouldn't get too crazy. But at this stage, it's also like, if I don't like something, it's super easy to just like delete it, bridge the hole, and then it's gone. So when you're at this stage, you can get away with a lot of experimentation. There's other approaches to this too. You could sit down and sketch this all out on grid paper, and I've done that in the past. And kind of go from there. So it kind of depends on how you like to work and what are your design goals. And I feel like I'm getting too crazy over here, so let's just back this up. Just gonna merge this stuff just a pinch. And then this will be something. I need to figure out what like all my points of interest are going to be. It's not going to be as difficult, I think, in like these caverny areas to get a couple cool POIs, but the setting up like a bunch of POIs in the camps and stuff like that will be fun. but the team is also thinking about some ideas and stuff like that, because there's probably going to be a decent amount of stuff going on. And where is my spline? These are all left over from Night Harbor. I just copied them in here, so. Oops. There we go. For now, that'll give me a bunch of space beneath it to work on that. Okay. What time is it? About another half hour. Oh, I think I'm running out of energy, guys. I need to take a mental break and recharge with some food because I haven't eaten all day. But I'm kind of maxing out even before. I was gonna try to stream till Sean's stream. Oh, hold on a second. It's another 20 minutes away. I'll see if I can stretch it for 20 more minutes. I thought it, like my my stream deck took a second to update and it said it was like almost 1:30. I was like, oh, that's so much further than I want it to be. All right, so let's figure out how we're at least gonna get up here. Also a little. Actually, I don't want to do that because I'm a little concerned with like making too much of a ramp here, and then players can get up and out, and it's not. Sheer cliff face. All right, let's get back. It's such a huge dungeon, I don't think a screenshot would work. You killed the deacon? Yeah, the blue area is where I got 2 groups killed. So I'm way behind on chat, apparently. Bone Construct was legit. It's been a bit since I fought him. Man, today is booked stream-wise. Yeah, it is. It is a lot of streams going on today. We'll connect these two. And again, doing this fairly roughly first. Ooh, shoot. That's not going to work there. So another reason why I delete faces that I didn't mention before is, so right now this edge loop, or this edge is running across here. I want it to run like either this way or this way, which I'm going to link it to this. But with Pro Builder, I can't delete edges. So I can hit backspace. If I hit delete, it deletes the whole mesh. So if I want to redirect an edge loop, I have to delete faces to bridge them. So that is another reason you will sometimes see me deleting edges. Yeah, it's it is harsh for sure. But some of that limitation has helped, again, keep us kind of in that that classic EQ geo aesthetic that we're going for. And again, you know, we're pushing it further than that. So like, you know, these mountains have a little bit more geometry to them, where like in EQ it would basically just be straight. And I mean, even more than this, it would just be straight vertical. So, you know, again, it's kind of more of an updated version of that. But it's kind of giving it close enough callback that it kind of, you know, gets the member berries going. Super rough, not caring about all the little doodads and stuff, just kind of worried about how is this going to flow, how wide, how tall. Specifically because I don't want this to be a ramp up. But I wanted this to be a little shallower. Of a incline. Take a peek at Gilliquif Dwelling. Some cool stuff. May fit this for sure. Gilliquif Dwellings. Oh, yeah, I know this stuff. For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, like these guys. I'm not sure if we'll use that here, just because part of our world is a lot of kind of abandoned cultures, like being present in the world. And I feel like I want to use that, but I don't know where yet. Actually, when I was a 4th grade, I want to say, I made a diorama of, oh my gosh, what was the... I'm totally blanking on the name of it right now. But anyways, I made a diorama out of Sculpey of that when I was a kid. Oops. Not the right snapping. So let's bridge these gaps, and then we're gonna have to scale that. A bit. And we'll move that by the normal. There we go. Just pushing this back to create a little pocket here. When it opens up, you could tuck a mob there if that's what you wanted to do, if you're laying stuff out. There we go. That could be... Maybe I'll adjust that so that you can get a little bit of a view. Key... Kuel 25? Welcome to chat. Oh, and also thank you for the follow. And same with, Anichin. Thank you for the follow as well. Sorry for, just getting to that stuff. I got it? Wow, that might have been a first, actually. I am really, really good at butchering everybody's names, all the time, and especially the first time, they hop into chat, so that is actually surprising. And Goblin was asking Patrick if he was going to stream tonight. Yeah, I should be able to get on tonight. Nice. I already read the, edge deletion. I mega suck at you modder. At least lets me delete edge loops. See, that's what is tempting me to actually spend the time to learn you modder. Like, do I really want to learn a second? A second, whatchamacallit, modeling system inside Unity. But man, having the ability to delete edges would make my life so much better. Alright, so wrap this stuff up. Like I said, Sean should be starting his stream soon if he hasn't already. Double check. I'm live streaming. Is there any major reason I don't work in Maya? I do. But unless it's something I have to do in Maya, I've been just doing it in Pro Builder because I can just do it right in the environment. Maya is way more efficient. I can model stuff faster to a degree. But Pro Builder, again, kind of keeps me in... The limitations I find beneficial. I'm not tempted to bevel things and use more modern, like, styles and methods that I like. That's just how I model. So the constraints I find helpful to a degree. The only constraint I wish I could get rid of is the damn not being able to delete an edge loop. That one is annoying. It's super rough. Like, Oh, so many times I'm like, oh my god, this would save me so much time if I could just delete this damn face. Can you combine faces? Can I collapse faces? I don't think I can. No, there's not a collapse. If I wanted to, like, combine these two faces, I could just delete them like this. And bridge. And then I would just need to snap, like, that point to there and that point to there. What would have been great also is if I could have just, in that same situation, just grab that vertice, hold V, and snap to that vertice like you could in Maya. Like, super easy. Nope, doesn't let you do that. I feel like I honestly don't know who is in charge of or who built Pro Builder, but I feel like they enjoyed bridging. Like that was their go. Extrude and bridge were their go-to tools. Because those are the ones that are in here and work. Hold on. Oh, there's Sean. I can sit and watch you tonight, and not stream. Sean, I was actually gonna run in and raid you. I've been streaming for like the last 3 hours. I almost dipped out a couple minutes ago. You should ask the Unity guys to get a contact with the Pro Builder department. But yeah, Sean, if you are ready to stream, I am totally ready to grab some lunch and raid your channel. Hopping in now. 1 sec. Okay, awesome. Let me remember how to raid, because it's been a while. Raid. Loving. Oh, I think you actually... I need to wait for him to actually get in. I spelled his name right, yeah. Never put it past me to not spell something correctly, because the signs in Night Harbor already are fairly decent. Or the temporary signs in Night Harbor are a fairly decent representation of what happens when I... am left to my devices. Hold on. Channel. Okay, let's kill that. Okay. I see him there. So let's... hop in. Okay, awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm not going to do the whole normal spiel just because Sean's stream's going on, but I am going to dump all of my links in there. And also thank you to all my subscribers. You guys rock. Thank you to everyone who followed me today as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna take us over to Sean's stream. I'm clicking start raid, so we should join in like however many seconds it takes. 5 seconds. So thank you guys, everybody. I will catch you at my next stream on Monday. Raid now. Okay, I forgot I had to. It's been a while. Did it transition? No.